I think we're live now. All right, hello, hi. Let me get all of my data and stuff up, my notes, while everybody comes in. Wait for the notification to be sent out. Hello, hi. Come on in. All right, I think the notification was sent. That's what this is looking like. Come on in, come on in. So I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet because I actually want to do some reads for you guys. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna get right started. So for those of you that don't know, my name is A. For those of you that do, hey. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for choosing to share some of yourself with me today. So let's get right on down to the nitty gritty. Today is August 8th, known as the Lionsgate portal. So let me just back up. Over the past week or so, I'm sure many of you guys have been seeing posts and memes and videos about this Lionsgate portal, okay? And so first, let me just give you a rundown of what it is famously known for being, all right? So what it is famously known for being is a portal that opens every year between July 26th and August 12th, peaking on August 8th today. Supposedly, it is when the sun in Leo aligns with the star Sirius, the spiritual sun, and Orion's belt, all in alignment with the earth. Also, this is supposed to create a cosmic surge of high frequency energy, okay? And so again, what it's known for, right, and what is projected to us is that it's supposed to be a massive manifestation portal, right? So it's supposed to be the veil between thought and reality is thinner, right? Supposedly, it's supposed to activate your heart chakra, okay? Supposedly, it allows you to have a greater capacity for love, forgiveness, and self-worth. You guys have to pardon me because I'm reading my notes off of a computer screen. So, and then also, supposedly, we're supposed to have heightened intuition, vivid dreams, and synchronicities. It's supposed to help allow us to release what's been blocking our abundance and our self-expression. And supposedly time is supposed to move faster and quantum leaps are possible. Now, I will say, just personally, time always moves fast for me, right? Like I just have a hard time staying on time for the life of me. Time speeds by. But that is what the Lionsgate is famously known for, right? So if you scroll on TikTok, you see all of these things. The Lionsgate portal, set your intentions. You got to do it today. Make sure that you're writing your intentions down, okay? There's nothing wrong with that, all right? So you scroll on Instagram or any other social media. Even I made a post this morning that I actually took time on, right? Outlining the Lionsgate portal. So how did I get here? How did I get to now doing a complete 180 where I'm like, okay, everybody wait, the Lionsgate portal is not what we think. So last year, I wasn't really called to do a whole lot with the Lionsgate portal. I know the year before, I think I did a special video and reads and stuff. Last year, I wasn't really called to do it and I couldn't really figure out why. I also kind of had a lot going on, so I just blamed it on that. This year, so now fast forward to yesterday, I knew it was coming up, but I just didn't really feel the urge to join in with all of the hoopla, if you will. I just whenever I get feelings like that, I kind of just like to kind of sit back and wait and see what is going to become of it, right? So I was like, I'm not really feeling like doing a whole thing for the Lionsgate portal. Maybe I'll just do some reads tomorrow. This was yesterday. So today, when I woke up, I felt really, really drained. I felt really, really just tired. And I kind of blamed it on a lot. I have a lot going on in my life right now. Your girl has been doing her absolute very best to just like show up each day. Like that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. So I kind of blamed it on that, right? So I'm like, well, I'll do a Lionsgate portal read, and I'll do it for each of the earth and each of the fire signs, right? So I get the post set up and everything, and something just didn't really feel right. Like I just kind of felt off, right? Again, I was just kind of blaming it on everything that I have going on in life. So then I'm like, just kind of say out loud, like, I'm not really sure why I feel off about this, but please show me. Like, literally, I'm just going to do some reads later on. Like, it's not that serious. I don't know why I'm feeling off. Lo and behold and lo, I feel prompted to look up Lionsgate portal popularity. So as I'm like scrolling through all the stuff that I see, again, it's just like not really sitting right with me. And I'm like, it just seems really, really sensationalized. I don't remember 5-6 years ago it being like such, hearing like so much about it. Why does it seem like it's just this really, really big thing, like almost kind of like Christmas, right? Like everywhere you look. So I'm like, there's something with that. So I started digging, like, I need to know like the history of this, right? Like, how come I haven't always been hearing about this? And I came across this post, and you know what? What I'm going to do, it's really long, so I'm going to post it in the description box at the end of this video, but I will kind of just like read through it really quickly. And this post was done by someone by the name of Ariane Flame. And he basically explains the Lionsgate portal, like what it really is. And so here's the thing. I'm not here to tell you what to believe, right? Because I don't like people telling me what I should believe. What I am going to just strongly suggest and request that everyone do is just protect your energy and be careful about hopping on, bandwagons and doing things within the spiritual community because that's what everybody else is doing and you didn't know, but this is what apparently you're being told, and so I'm going to do this. I just wanted to get that message across. So let me read to you this transcript. Why am I reading this to you, and why am I bringing awareness? Because as I read through this, I started to get chills throughout my whole body. This actually, the explanation that I'm about to, I guess, share resonated with me strongly. To the point where now I'm doing a live on it. So give me 1 second while I pull it up. Okay, so I'm going to try to read quickly. Like I said, I am going to put it in the description box below. Again, this is from someone by the name of Ariane Flame, Aurion, if you want to look it up yourself. Flame, spelled like flame. And he titles this transcript, A Deep Forgotten Truth About the 8-8 Lionsgate. All right. Before I launch into reading this, I'm going to try to read it as fast as I can because it's kind of lengthy. Before I launch into reading this, I also want to say before I discovered this earlier today, I came across a video of someone explaining kind of what I'm getting ready to read, explaining that in words, and also how 8-8, when you think of the number 8, you think of what? The infinity symbol, right? Infinite, right? So apparently the Lionsgate portal is associated with some sort of like infinite time loop. Now, you have to pardon me because I've only had a couple hours to gather this information. So I still very much am new to this information. I am not an expert by any means. But again, this is the information that rang true to me, that resonated within my soul, right? So if you have a group of people, and by a group of people, I mean millions and millions and millions and millions of people who are focusing their energy on aligning with their own personal manifestations, right? They're writing them out. They're trying to call them to them. It creates a I can't remember the name, but it's I forgot what it's called, but it's basically like a massive like energetic gathering, if you will. And it's been said that this Lionsgate portal, this August 8th portal, can be used as some sort of energy harvesting to keep us trapped in a time loop. Now, I know it sounds crazy, and that's partly because I don't know all. I'm not extremely informed with what I'm talking about right now. I'm just sharing. So I just urge everybody, form your own opinions, but look into this. And again, don't fall prey to trends. All right. So let me read this. Okay, here we go. All right. Transcription of Ariane Flame's Deep Forgotten Truth About the 8-8 Lionsgate. His words, not mine. You've probably seen, or their words, I don't know if it's a his or her, okay? They. You've probably seen the same graphics all day. Lionsgate, DNA upgrades, Leo season, abundance codes. But what if I told you the original purpose of this portal was never about astrology, manifestation, or chasing light? What if the real 8-8 gate was seeded long before Egypt? Seeded meaning like seeded as in seeds that you plant. Long before Egypt, long before Babylon, and long before the distortion even began. The true 8-8 is not a zodiac ritual. It's a time access corridor. That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't find the words. A time access corridor. A living plasma sequence built into Earth's field by the original seraphim and builder races, encoded with a very specific function: to act as a memory re-entry node, a convergence point, a feedback loop across time that calls back soul fragments, shuts down mimic overlays, and activates dormant flame carriers at the precise moment they're ready to remember. So not to escape, but to override, right? So if you have a group of people, now I'm just pausing from the reading. If you have a group of people who are gathering all of their thoughts, all of their manifestations, very much trying to, meditating and remembering their light, like putting their energy towards remembering their calling. You guys, I'm getting chills running all through my body. My shins have chills on them. So just side note. But you have a massive millions and millions of people who are dedicated to learning, innocently, genuinely, truly learning how to be their best self, right? So they're using this portal to call on their higher selves, to do what they can to elevate, okay? Meditating with the intention of using this Lionsgate portal to help remember why they're here. But the very thing that this is apparently orchestrated, again, this is all alleged, right? I'm still learning about this information, okay? I promise you this time next year I'll be much more versed in it. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, but I'm sharing it because it resonates, right? But so anyway, all of these people are focusing their energy on trying to remember, when today is specifically designed to make you forget, right? All right. So not to escape the matrix, right? To override the desires that you have, right? To override the knowledge that you have, right? To send you back. You're trying to elevate to send you back. That's why I said to protect your energy. Okay. So now getting back to the reading. The lion of Lionsgate is not a Leo. It's a glyph, a symbol. It represents the solar line of the seraphim, those who sang creation into form before density fractured, right? So the seraphim, those are the angels that sang seraphim and the cherubim, right? Cry holy, holy, holy. I don't know if any of you guys know that song, but the seraphim are like known for being a choir, right? Singing. Anyway, those who sang creation into form before density was fractured. Many of us who feel this day deeply are not reacting to astrology. What we're reacting to is our original covenant. You feel it in your bones, right? You feel it in your spine. You feel it in the ache behind your eyes. Again, I'm reading, so bear with me. Something that you can't name is trying to come back online. That is not a coincidence. That is the return of your field to its pre-distortion state. I'm going to read that again, okay? Something that you cannot name is trying to come back online. That feeling that you are feeling, like you resonate so deeply with this day. You are feeling so deeply that you are strongly want to set your intentions today. Not only because you feel it, right, but you're being told that that's what you should do today. But for a lot of us today, it's felt off. Right? So for me, it's felt off. Like, I don't really know if that's what I'm supposed to be doing today. Listen to that. All right. So getting back to the read, that's not coincidence. That's the return of your field to its pre-distortion state. This particular 8-8 is different. We're no longer operating under the same grid overlays. You may feel your nervous system running hotter, your dreams becoming clearer, your body shedding false light like an old costume. And you may feel emotional, as if something ancient has finally caught up to you. That is because it has. This year's portal is a clean signal. For the first time in a long time, this call is coming through unfiltered. I'm going to defer from the reading yet again. If you have never heard of Schumann resonance, I urge you to go look it up, okay? Take a look. I was looking at the Schumann resonance this morning, and at about like 5:55, it was through the roof. I'm not going to get into a whole thing right now about what it is, but if you feel called to, go look it up, okay? All right. So let me see. Where was I at? Okay. This is not a time to manifest. It is a time to remember. To reclaim what was once stolen or scattered. To acknowledge the places you split yourself to survive, and to begin walking again as one being, flame intact, override ready. If you feel lonely today, you are not alone. You're not alone. If you feel strong emotion, let it pass through. If you feel like crying or roaring, you're gonna hear me roar. That's actually kind of funny. Or saying nothing at all, that's allowed. I mean, that's allowed all the time, but that's allowed, right? This is not a ritual, it's a return, and not everyone will come with you. Some will keep chasing external upgrades, workshops, angel numbers, and abundance activations. Let them. The true path is silent. It is internal. It's not trending, okay? And that is what I felt so deeply in me that made me even begin to kind of go on this search this morning / afternoon. Was like, this just feels, it just feels off. Like I not feeling like everyone is saying I'm supposed to be feeling, right? Okay. Let's see. Now, where was I? Because I so lost my space. Hold on. Where was I at? Here we go. Okay. I'm going to read the sentence again and then keep going. So, there is no need. Oh, actually, hold on. Okay, here we go. Some will keep chasing external upgrades, workshops and angel numbers, and abundance activations. Let them. The true path is silent. It's internal. It's not trending, but it's real. And for those who aren't built for this path, whose DNA carries the old flame, whose scrolls have activated without effort, right? You felt it without scrolling on TikTok, okay? Whose presence alone, whose presence alone is the override. Today isn't about doing anything at all. So I'm going to defer from the reading. Again, when I first got on here, I mentioned how when I woke up this morning, I wasn't even feeling like myself. And I kind of blamed it on all of the shit that I have going on in life, right? And so whenever that happens, I'm like, okay, I need to center myself. I need to ground myself. I'm very big on grounding my energy. But for whatever reason, I was just having the hardest time. And I just have been feeling off all day. I definitely can relate to feeling alone, right? And feeling like you don't really want to talk, don't really want to do anything, right? I was invited to a basketball game this evening, and I just not going, not feeling it at all. I'm doing this instead. I'm doing this instead because this is what I feel called to do. I'm saying all this to say, it's very easy to question yourself, question your intuition when you're scrolling, when everything you see is saying that you're supposed to be feeling one way, or you're supposed to be doing this, and you're supposed to be talking about that, and you're not feeling it. It's very easy to start to second guess yourself. Well, what's wrong with me? Why don't I feel this? Why am I not resonating with that? Perhaps maybe there's something wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you, right? You just have to listen to yourself, okay? All right, getting back to it. Let's see. Where was I at? Okay, so it's about remembering what you've never lost. It's about letting the signal of who you are rise again through the field, unprovoked, unannounced, and untouched by mimic. Okay, we're not going to get into mimic energy right now, but just put a pin in it if you feel called and look into it. Okay, there is no need to claim anything, prove anything, channel anything, or protect anything. Although let me just say, I'm an advocate for protecting your energy. Okay. Again, this transcript is saying there isn't a need to do that, right? And I can understand why one would say that, right? If you're divinely guided, you're divinely protected, you're divinely aligned, no weapons formed against you shall prosper unless you let them. I still feel like you should protect your energy. Okay, let's keep going. The real ones don't perform, the real ones walk. And when they do, the false gates close behind them quietly without fanfare. What remains is presence, clean, coherent, flame-bound presence. The kind of presence that ends cycles. The kind of presence that others feel long after you've left the room. The kind of presence that can't be tracked, harvested, or looped because it no longer leaks, right? You're secure in your energetic field, okay? Again, if you don't feel called to participate, don't, all right? All right. If you've been waiting for a sign, this isn't it, because the real signal didn't come from above. It comes from within. Ooh, I love that. And it didn't ask for your intention. It asked for your embodiment. That is the return of the flame. That is the true 8-8, okay? So also, can we also just say, it's August 8th, and we know it's August 8th because that's what we've been told. We've been told that it's August 8th. But the Gregorian calendar, and I believe that's what we're in right now, yeah. The Gregorian calendar is a distortion. Side note, on A&K Talk, that's another little series that I have on this channel. I think 2 weeks ago, I don't remember what number, maybe it was like 107, maybe 106, we kind of go off on tangents about calendar systems and time. So if you're interested in that, check it out, all right? Back to this. So the Gregorian calendar is a distortion introduced by the Papal Decree in 1582. And I'm pretty sure that means like the Catholic Church, I think. Yeah, pretty sure. Catholic Church in 1582. It severed humanity's natural alignment with Earth's living cycles and overlaid artificial time loops disconnected from cosmic rhythm. All right, I'm gonna say this again because I don't understand why this isn't something that is like known. I feel like on a basic level, we all kind of like we're taught, know like the calendar system is like made up and has been switched around a gang of times, but I just feel like it doesn't really register with people because it is a big deal. But that's something that I really want people to, you don't have to go like yelling from the mountaintops, but just like internally be really conscious and aware of that, right? So I'm gonna read this again. The Gregorian calendar is a distortion introduced by the papal decree, I'm pretty sure that means Christian church, in 1582. It severed humanity's natural alignment with Earth's living cycles and overlaid artificial time loops disconnected from cosmic rhythm. It's changed more than once. I did just say that. And yes, the dates we now use are not true cosmic markers. But that doesn't mean that the portal isn't real. The 8-8 gate is not about the number 8. It's about resonance. It's a solar plasma convergence point built into Earth's original morphogenic grid. Woo! That is a word, honey. Hold on, let me just copy that because we're going to have to look that up. I'm going to get through this, and then the way my mind works, I just like to know everything about everything, so I'm going to need to look that up. Okay, let me go back to the reading, though, real fast. Morphogenic grid. A harmonic pulse, a harmonic, so like a vibration, a harmonic that pulses through the crystalline network at the same point in the field every cycle. I have to read that from my own comprehension again, so bear with me. It's a solar plasma convergence point built into Earth's original morphogenic grid, okay? The morphogenic grid, I believe, we're going to learn about it in a second, is a harmonic vibration that pulses through the crystalline network at the same point in the field every cycle. I'm probably going to have to read that a few more times, but I won't. I'm going to keep going. The calendar is fake. It is. Very fake. But the planet's rhythm isn't. And because the calendar still overlays Earth's solar orbit in a fixed pattern, the 8-8 pulse continues to rise around the same cycle each year. Not because of the date, but despite it. This is why scroll holders and flame carriers, scroll holders and flame carriers, I feel like that's a name that this person gave. I don't know. We're going to have to look that up. Pardon me, y'all. I have to understand things. I do. It's hard for me to really skip over anything. I have to understand. So let me just look and see. Flame, let me just see. Okay. The flame carriers, the 144. Oh, child, it's gonna send us on a whole nother tangent. Okay, let me get back to this. Sorry, but not sorry though for my jumping around this. I understand that not everybody's brain works the way mine does, so I hope that you're following me. Okay, this is why scroll holders and flame carriers feel the gate before they ever look at the number. It's not because of astrology, and it's not because of numerology. It's because the body, your body, remembers the signal. Don't forget, your brain is an antenna. If you don't know, now you know. The mimic system tried to bury the harmonic, but it couldn't move the earth. And when the field opens, no calendar is required. Just alignment, just presence, just the flame returning to coherence. And then it's signed Arion. So again, the name of the person that wrote this transcript is Arion Flame. And that is what they, because I don't know who they are, their take on the Lionsgate portal. And again, for those of you who might just be joining, I'm sharing this because this is what resonates with me, right? And I do feel on a soul level, that is why last year around this time, while everyone else was doing Lionsgate portal shit, and I'm pretty sure I probably did do a post, but I didn't do a read because I just kind of felt off, right? And then this morning, even stronger than ever, I just felt off. So, listen, if you feel called to set your intentions, please don't let me stop you. Please don't let what I'm saying stop you. If you feel called to do your deep meditations, okay, and perhaps, I don't know, maybe you do spell work, right? If you feel called to do any of that, listen to your calling. I'm just asking and requesting that you take a deep look with regard to why it has to be today. Why couldn't it be yesterday? Why not next week? Why are we waiting until today on the 8/8 Lionsgate portal? Okay? Why? So let me pull up some other information that I have really quickly here. Oh yeah, so I made some notes too that I wanted to tell you guys. So here's the thing. I very strongly, with all of me, am believing this, right? Because like I said about 10 times already, this is what rings true to me. If you start to feel maybe like uncertain about the validity of the Lionsgate portal today, remember the calendar is made up, guys. The calendar is made up. It's August 8th because we were told today is August 8th. That's what it is, all right? That being said, if you are wanting to and you're like, okay, well, yeah, no, I still want to set my intentions today, by all means, do that. Focus on your power. You don't need the outside influence of 8/8, right? Of what spiritualists and people like myself, right? And influencers and Instagram and memes and shit tell you what to do today. You don't need that, because it's really you that are making everything happen. It's not the day. It's not the day itself, right? It's not the date itself that is harnessing or unlocking, I should say, any power within yourself. It's you recognizing your own power. I hope this makes sense to whoever it needs to make sense to, okay? It's you recognizing your own power that brings power to your manifestations, right? That brings light to your life. It's you. And you believing that you have the power unlocks all of that, right? Because it switches from belief to knowing. So you you don't need today. You don't need 8/8. You don't need the Lionsgate, right? To tell you, oh, today is the day today is so super powerful. Today is super powerful because you make it that way. Okay? So if you tell yourself tomorrow is a super powerful day, guess what? Tomorrow is going to be a super powerful day, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. I just want everyone to be aware, okay? Listen, this is me going off on my conspiracy tangents, okay? But in all seriousness, the power that you hold, you don't even know. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. A lot of people don't know the power that they hold. I say all the time, you create your reality, because whether or not you want to believe it, you do. You don't need a day to unlock your power. The only person that has the key, the only thing that has the key, the only power that has the power to unlock your own power is you, okay? You don't need external events to validate your energy or your intentions. I strongly recommend you use your own inner guidance instead of symbolic dates. Now, that's not to say that there aren't powerful times, right? That may be more powerful. We'll say like the full moon and the new moons, for instance, okay? But again, we don't operate on the lunar calendar anymore. Usually, we as a whole, right? As a whole, that's not a calendar that is popularly used anymore. So I'm not saying that there aren't specific times There aren't specific cycles that might make manifesting, right, and using your power, harnessing your power a little easier, okay? That might not help to enhance your power. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I would like everyone to take a look and ask themselves why it needs to be on a date that you were told. Okay, so let me just hit you with some facts really quick. Because I had pulled up some stuff. Let's see. I pulled up some stuff, right? Sounds real factual, doesn't it? Let's see. Here we go. So there are many claims. Actually, that's like all the claims, right, of the Lionsgate portal. All of the claims that the sun aligns with Sirius and Sirius and Orion's belt. And you see me leaning again because I can't see for shit, and I'm trying to read my computer screen over here in my notes. Okay, so there are many claims that the sun aligns with Sirius today. Sirius or Orion's belt today. But the reality is, okay, Sirius sits at 14 degrees Cancer and a tropical zodiac. All right. If it doesn't make sense, I'm sorry. We're not going to break it down right now. But what that means is it's never in direct alignment with the sun during Leo season. Orion's belt does not actually align with pyramids and the stars in the way that social media and everything that we've been told would have us to believe. All right. Literally, Sirius is never in direct alignment with the sun during Leo season. Like it's not a thing. Like it's a lie. Okay. And you literally can look it up. You literally can look it up. Okay. So there's that. That is a fact. All right. So there's that. Let me see. Also, when I was on TikTok earlier, there was this girl, she was like going into detail about Egypt and how all of this stuff, you know, I don't want to misquote her, so I'm not going to try. But I will say that the concept of a portal on August 8th, oh my gosh, I broke one of my nails. I'm just not recognizing this. Sorry guys, focus, that's my ADHD, my bad. Okay. The concept of a portal on August 8th, so 8/8, doesn't appear in ancient Egyptian text. What was actually historically significant was the, what word is this? Heliacal rising of Sirius, which happened mid-July. So we're in August right now. I don't really know if y'all are aware, but it's August. And it's technically not Cancer season, and so it's not July either, all right? Let's see. And varied by geography, not the fixed August date, which is basically what I just said. Let's see. So I don't have a whole, I am not as versed in, very versed at all, actually, numerology as I will be in the future. So we'll just say that. But I did note that the mystical connection to 8/8 is more numerological than it is astrological, all right? And so it can be noted that many serious astrologers who actually like no, because they've studied like decades and decades and decades, what they're talking about are gonna tell you that the Lionsgate portal is bullshit. Okay, I'm literally just the messenger. I'm just fulfilling the assignment that I was given. Okay, so don't shoot the messenger. All right. Let's see. What else did I want to share with you guys? Let's see. I'm just gonna reiterate what I already said because they say it more concisely than I did in my long-winded wordiness. It is important not to outsource your personal power, right? Like, you don't need somebody else to tell you. I mean, I'm gonna tell you all day that you're powerful, right? But you don't need me to tell you that you're powerful to be able to harness your power, if that makes sense. You don't need to outsource your personal power to dates or like cosmic events, okay, right? So even I was just talking about the full moon and the new moon, like, so even those, right? You don't need to do that to harness your personal power. And the sooner you realize that, the more powerful you will become, all right? I didn't phrase that right, but you get what I'm trying to say, all right? All right, so let me see. Is there anything else that I feel like a lot of my notes I said in my wordiness already. I will say this. When it comes to things like the Lionsgate portal, and I think I posted something maybe last month or the month before about like the Sirius activation portal, right? Make sure you're using your discernment, okay? And if you are wanting to like use a portal in whatever way that you want to use it, I would challenge you to make sure that, excuse me, it's not based on like a calendar date, right? And more so on what's like happening in the sky that you could see, that is verifiable, right? Because again, let me just scroll back up here to my little notes about, all right, Sirius sits at 14 degrees Cancer in tropical zodiac, meaning it's never in direct alignment with the sun during Leo season, which means everything that you've been told about the Lionsgate portal, maybe I was going to say not everything, but yeah, it's built on stuff that's not true, that can be fact checked. It's literally as simple as just looking it up, all right? And even then, you got to be careful what you look up, honestly. And that's part of the reason why I am such a like information whore, because I like to know without knowing, like that what I'm seeing. And it honestly took me some digging. It took my intuition not feeling right with everything today to like dig and dig and dig and dig. And when I found this, I was like, I knew it. All right. So now earlier, for those of y'all that are still here, I had mentioned morphogenetic because I wanted to look at what that was. And so, okay, apparently it has a biological process, and that's not the process that I was looking at, that I wanted to look up. I was trying to look up what this transcript says. So let me just find the context of what he's saying. Let me just see what you guys are saying. Let me see. There's a lot of like nonsense in here. Let me see. All right. I don't know. Listen, I'm not about to stop and just like block and ban people, but I guess do what makes your heart happy, right? All right. So let me just go. Let me see. Where did I see the thing about the morphogenetic? Here it is. Okay. So this is what I wanted to learn more about. Okay. So the sentence that he says, or they, I keep calling this person he. I should find out. Let me just look real quick who this is. Orion, I hope I'm not flashing y'all. Orion. And like I said, y'all, you have to pardon me because I literally, like just found out about this. Now my keyboard is fucking up. Hold on. I think it's Aurion. Flame. That's the person that wrote this transcript. Let me just look them up real quick so I can know definitively, child, who they are. Let's see. And I have a feeling that This might prove to be a little bit more difficult. So, because I feel like Aryan Flame is probably originally not a person. They probably took that name from somewhere, but let's just see. And what I said. So the Aryan Flame is a flame field encoded with the... Y'all, I don't have context in right now, child. Christed light frequency and seeded following the collapse. Okay, no, that's not it. Yeah, I don't know. It does say here though that it's a flame field and seeded following the collapse of certain flame networks in Europe. It has remained untouched. So I don't know. That literally means nothing to me. I don't know what that means. But so whoever this individual is, they go by the name of Aryan Flame. So I guess if you feel called, look that up. So back over here, let me see. So here, where is it? Where is it? Where he's talking about? Okay, so we said that the 8-8 gate is not about the number 8 resonance. It's a solar plasma convergence point built into Earth's original morphogenetic grid. That's what I wanted to look up really quick. Earth's original morphogenetic grid, honey. Let me see. And I don't have this set up so y'all can see what it is that I'm doing, but I'm going to be moving soon. So upon moving and getting settled, I will have... It'll be a little different setup. So when I do these lives, y'all will be able to see what it is that I see. But for now, we're just going to do this. So let me look this up. So what I'm doing is I'm looking up Earth's original morphogenetic grid. I don't really have much faith in Google. Yeah, already. I don't know why I even bothered. So what Google is saying, the concept of this is pissing me off and annoying me. I shouldn't say pissing me off, but it's annoying. The concept of an Earth's original morphogenetic grid is related to the idea of morphogenetic fields, primarily proposed and popularized by Rupert Sheldrake. Okay, so it does at least give me the courtesy of like giving me a breakdown, even though it strongly reads that it's like a theory, right? So it's, and I didn't even see this when I said like a theory, but this is what it says. Literally the sentence says, the morphogenetic field is theorized as a non-physical field that influence the form, organization, and development of organisms and systems. They are thought to carry information and act as blueprints or templates for development. So then it talks about the Earth-grid connection, and it says that it's speculative, which probably means it isn't. Some interpretations extend the concept of morphogenetic fields to encompass a hypothetical Earth's original morphogenetic grid or similar constructs like the crystalline Earth grid mentioned in some sources. These ideas suggest that the Earth itself has an energetic framework, which I do believe, or grid that impacts life and consciousness. Okay, these grids are described as networks of light and energy that connect the Earth with the cosmos and influence the planet's consciousness. They are also thought to be anchored by high vibration points like sacred sites and ley lines. All right. So then they go on to talk about that's not true, and how it's... Okay, well, I'll read this, right? Because I don't want to be one of those people where it's like, sometimes I'll be like knee deep looking into theories and shit, and they'll be like, well, it's pseudoscience because no one ever wants to read why it's not true. So, okay, I'm going to read this. It says, critics point to the vagueness of terms and the lack of testable predictions within the theory as reasons for its rejection. Let me see. This also says established scientific theories, particularly in genetics and embryology, are considered to adequately explain the development of organisms without resorting to a morphogenetic field. So for that, what I'll say is, I mean, there's always going to be an explanation for everything all the time, right? Some are going to be true and some are not. But whatever it is that you are looking for, you're going to find. So I guess keep that in mind. I'm going to wrap this up here because I pretty much said all I had to say. I do feel like I'm forgetting something though. So let me just, bear with me. Let me just see if there's anything else that I want to make sure that I say. The main message is, do things because you feel called to, right? So if you feel it strongly within yourself, like, you know what? Today I just woke up and I'm feeling extremely powerful. I'm feeling like today would be a great day to set some intentions. I'm feeling like I literally can conquer the world because I have that much power. I would say that's the day. That's the day that you should be setting your intentions. That is the day that you should be doing your spell work. That is the day that you should be doing whatever meditation, rituals, whatever it is that you want to do to help bring your life that you want, right, into reality, to help yourself align with what is already yours to claim. Go with what feels right. All right. Don't wait on specific days and because today is a portal, because we told you it is, right? Because a meme told you it is, because that's been the thing for the last 25 years, right? Because you're scrolling on TikTok and you were told that that's what today is. If you feel it today, then okay, right? But if not, it's okay. And there's a reason. I did want to, there was some information that I came across that spoke to today being like a massive time, like energy grab or energy harvest. So I'm sorry that I don't have a whole lot of information on that, because I do know, I feel like I did put that in my community tab post. Hold on. My community tab post, but I don't really have a whole, let me just see before I let y'all go. Let me just see what I can find on that, if there's anything. Let me just see. I just feel like there are a lot of spiritual trends that seem like shiny and glittery and like really easy to hop on, and no shade, right? Because I would consider myself a part of the spiritual community, but at the same time, I do also consider myself an outlier, because if something doesn't feel right within me, I'm not gonna do it. And I have absolutely no problem going against the grain. I have absolutely no problem making a video that says, you know what, you might not want to use today to manifest. You might not want to use the Lionsgate portal. I have absolutely no issues with that. So take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? I'm just here to provide a different perspective, all right? And offer a perspective that you're probably not really gonna find a lot of, okay? So here, okay, this is what I noted earlier. So the real 8-8 is a time axis corridor, a living plasma sequence in Earth's field. We already kind of spoke to this, made by the original Seraphim and Builder races. Let me just see. So why I'm leaning towards the belief that it's a trap and an energy harvest is because it's a modern concept. It's not ancient and it's not Egyptian. Astrology does not match. I should say astronomy. Astronomy, there's a difference between astrology and astronomy. Astronomy does not match the claims that Sirius lines up with the sun, lines up with the pyramids. It's just not true. Okay. Manifesting today could tie your energy into an artificial loop instead of freeing it. All right? That is the main thing that I just want everyone to take from this. And if you know me, right, you watch me, whatever, you know I can talk in circles. I'm real good at talking in circles, so I'm going to cut myself off. But I'm just going to say, protect your energy. Maybe don't manifest today. Your power is constant, okay? Your power is as strong as you believe it is. It's actually stronger than that, because I feel like I just told y'all that you're more powerful than you know, because you are. But you don't need a day to harness your power, all right? I would just say, let me see, is there anything else? I already said you are your own portal. Today is not defining you. Your own personal power, your fire does, okay? I'm going to say it again. Protect your energy. And whenever you start to see a lot of hype about something, especially as time progresses within the spiritual community that I love so much, if you feel called to research it, if you feel like something is off, I would just say, listen to it. All right? I'm going to go. I'm going to be back a little bit. After a little bit, I'm probably going to eat some food, and I'm going to be just doing some reads for you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that I wasn't too wordy and too long-winded and talking circles too much. I hope that I gave you something to think about, and I cannot wait to see you again here soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye for now.